Fast forward a couple of days after that, I got a message from a follower on my personal page asking if I was connected to this Trans and Shirtless magazine page. So I go to it because at that point in time, my page wasn't blocked. And I start doing some research, and through some hashtags, links me to another page that Sam was claiming ownership of. The hashtags were the same on both pages, so I just had this gut feeling that they were responsible for the magazine page, even though no one was claiming responsibility at that point in time. So I started making a lot of phone calls, and by the end of that day, there was a registration for Trans Connections doing business as Trans and Shirtless, and it was registered by Sam Galindo. All of this is public information, so I'm not speaking anything that anyone can't find online. So I knew by the end of the day that the magazine page was Sam's. There were other comments made that specifically, and they're still up to date, that say that the Trans and Shirtless magazine is an entity of Trans Connections. So I got the confirmation I needed, even though I felt it in my gut. I was lost and confused immediately. I don't understand why a person would do this. I got so many messages from people thinking that the magazine page was associated with us, that we were the ones starting it. I spent hours messaging back and forth, talking about it with people, and I did make one public video. I did one live video, and I made a public post too. And that was all I did. And I said that we weren't associated. I said that we weren't affiliated in any way. I also had stated something about taking legal action, and people in the community, like some of them said that I didn't have any legal action to take, that they basically got to it first so they could have it. And people, I feel like, were almost taking Sam's side in a sense, even though they weren't necessarily taking sides. I've had people tell me that it's a personal issue and they don't want to get involved. It's hard to deal with. I spoke with one of the gentlemen that owns the FTM magazine, very awesome human being. Love the magazine and everything it's about. And I had reached out to them whenever this first happened, and then recently we were able to have a conversation with them. And he mentioned that at one point in time they had somebody trying to start a magazine that was for trans men, and the design that they were using was the exact same, basically same font, same colors, everything of the FTM magazine. And that was something that they had to deal with. So this recent conversation I was able to have with them, we asked, so what did you do to take care of that? How did you get that handled? And he said he didn't have to do anything because the community handled it for him. So basically, my understanding is that the community basically showed their outrage for this person taking the FTM magazine branding style to use as their own, and probably reported the page, probably commented. As a matter of fact, I know Stealth Bros had something come up. They had a person trying to take theirs, and the community went and reported the page. I just saw that Sahara Fit, another awesome person in our community that is helping our community. She's helped countless FTM guys work on building their muscles and everything, and just developing plans. I mean, have had several conversations with her, and I think that what she's doing is wonderful. But I just saw yesterday that somebody has started an Instagram page, and Dakota Aspen is actually who I saw post it, and was asked that people go report it. I'm like, that's awesome. That's super awesome that the community will do that, but I'm sitting here struggling and wondering why I can't get that support. Now, I want to take it upon myself to say that I haven't spoke out about it too much. But I also want to add that the reason why I haven't spoke out about it much is because of the protective order against my wife. We didn't know if legally it would be used against us if we spoke out about them, because that was what happened in the first place. The protective order was granted based on a social media post that wasn't even my wife speaking any kind of harm. Just to add that to this story, basically my wife made a post that said, "My stalker's back in my life. I wish she would leave me alone. I wish she would be happy. I'm happy. I want her to be happy." That's basically it. And friends commented on it underneath, and someone said, "What takes care of stalkers is knives and ninja stars and swords, haha." And then there's more commentary. People said, haha, you're funny. One said, "I can make a joke." Of course, Lauren said, haha, funny, but she even said in there, like, "I wish her the best, like, I don't," that was it. But the judge said that because of the post, she was basically inciting or instigating an army to stand up for her. Kathy Griffin made a post of herself cutting the president's head off. Is she in jail? Does she have a protective order against her? I don't know. She might, to be completely honest, because it is Donald Trump. But my wife isn't even the one that said that, and we were shocked that the protective order got granted. But I already spoke on that, so you know. But because of this, we were afraid that if I made any comments on social media against Sam, that they could be used against us, used against my wife. But let me tell you, my wife has nothing to do with my outrage. My wife is not instigating anything that I am saying or doing.